Welcome to the CK013 DFS podcast. I am your host, CK013. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013. And I am joined once again by one of CK013's finest DFS analysts, Mr. CashinDFS. You can find him on Twitter at CashinDFS. Cash, my man. How we doing tonight?
Terribly.
Yeah. Fair enough. I know a lot of chalk went off today, and I know as a man whose motto is F the chalk, it's not typically going to be a good day for a man like CashinDFS when the chalk goes off.
Not wanted. Well, I mean, sometimes I play the chalk if
Yes,
I played Paul George. That was chalk. But yeah, I didn't play Jeff Green chalk.
Yeah.
I didn't play what's his name? Larry Nance chalk. Hell no. Larry Nance 65% on. Hell nah. And then what else? There was so much chalk that went on today, and I pivoted to all players that sucked.
Yeah.
A big one. So yeah.
Yeah, I did the opposite. I did one chalk player too many. So, I mean, the guys I took on DraftKings is a little bit of a different story, but like a lot of the chalk I got did fine. I did play Jeff Green on DraftKings. He was 3-6. I played Cork Maz, all that, but then I took it one too far, Cash. I had Marcus Smart at 4%. I took it one step too far, and I played Jalen fucking Brunson like a straight dumbass. And I have this like flames, and then just a little snowflake. A little snowflake at the top.
He was a good player, DK.
He is. I mean, it wasn't his fault, honestly. The coach just didn't really give him. They just didn't let him play. He was getting 30 minutes a game his last two. This time they said, "No, you're gonna play 22." But either way, ruined what could have been a beautiful night. Kawhi Leonard got ruled out. That was interesting.
I hope everybody pivoted to Lowry.
Kyle Lowry, though on DraftKings, on FanDuel, you were just like probably in shock, like what?
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, but at least you know on FanDuel that like while you can't do anything about it, neither can nobody else. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like on DraftKings, if you're in a situation where you can't fix what you got to fix, like you know that the certain percentage of the field is, and you just feel like, oh, FanDuel is like, hey, whatever, you can't do shit about it.
He was worth the risk, in my opinion.
Yeah, no.
He was going to be probably 2%.
Yeah.
So he was worth the risk. This is what you got to do if you play FanDuel.
That's on the table. It's such a different game now, FanDuel and DraftKings. It really is just a totally different type of game, man. Like I don't know. It's like DraftKings, you can go stars and scrubs, obviously, but the balance build, on DraftKings, it's like they kind of force chalk. Whereas on FanDuel, it's like you have to somehow get to that stars and scrubs build, and they take the easier guys, and they're quick to raise their price to a point where it's not so easy to play this cheap chalk guy like it is on DraftKings and then pick one of your studs. It's like no, this guy's literally too expensive for my formula. So like I can't play this guy. You don't understand? Like, I can't. Like, you know.
Or he's just too expensive for. Melton is $6K.
Yeah, like that's wild. He's 4.9 on DraftKings. Like
y'all can. I mean, if he's 40% on tomorrow, all y'all 40% of y'all can have that. I would be happy to watch from the sidelines.
Yeah.
I would never. I don't give a damn. I would never in my life. No, sir.
Boom. All right, nice little prelude into the slate. We got 4 games to break down, Cash. We're going to go position by position, obviously, so I don't know why I worded it that way. But there's 4 games on the slate. We got the Lakers at Houston. We have the Clippers at San Antonio. We have Chicago at Orlando, and that game's actually going to be played in Mexico City. And then we have Dallas at Phoenix for the late night hammer. Taking a look at point guard, Cash. Talk to me about point guard. You're on FanDuel above 6K. I'm on DraftKings above 5K. Who are some of the options that stand out to you?
It's the same as it was yesterday. On FanDuel, it's Chris Paul over James Harden every single day until they change these prices. I think they're both identical prices. I think Chris Paul was 8.2 the other day, and James Harden was 11.6. James Harden is 11.5 today. Chris Paul is 8.2. Chris Paul has way better chance of getting to value and exceeding value than James Harden does when Chris Paul is on the court. If Chris Paul is off the court tomorrow, James Harden could go for 70, 75. It's just an easy decision. I will make it every day, and it's worked out. And it worked out yesterday. It'll work out tomorrow, I would think. But they're both in great spots against the Lakers, of course. Lonzo Ball, I won't do it at 7-3. I don't know if he's even touched 40 fantasy points this year. And DeAnthony Melton, he's 6K. It's a good matchup. But if he's popular at all, I wouldn't touch that. If he was going to be super low owned, you could take a chance, but I won't. I'll pass. Yeah, that's it. There's only 3 guys above 6K.
Yeah, man.
It's Chris Paul.
Gotta love these 4-game slates. How much you say Chris Paul was on FanDuel?
8-2.
And how much is Harden?
11-5.
8-2 and 11-5. So on DraftKings, Paul is 8-6 and Harden's 10-9. So it's actually not all that different. It's actually pretty similar.
Yeah, no. It's a different story. You could do it over there.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a situation against the Lakers where, like, I would normally single that game out as my favorite game, and I think it still will be. But knowing that it's the first game of the night, I know the ownership is going to be inflated there. And so that makes me hesitate.
I wish Rondo was in.
Yeah.
After spitting in his face.
Oh, like yeah. That would be nice. That would be nice to see. I think, man, I want to game stack that game, obviously, but then I feel like that's what most people are going to do, and then I feel like some of these other games are just going to go very low on, right? Like, when you're looking at these games as a whole, if you're just a casual NBA fan, like, you're thinking that this first one's got to be the best one, when in reality, it could actually be like the Spurs and the Clippers, 2 terrible defensive teams playing at the Clippers obviously pacing up the Spurs, or maybe on a back-to-back, Phoenix is able to hang around, so I do like these guys, and I don't know. I'm sure I'm going to get my exposure to this game. But looking at the point guard position, I want to try to approach it from an open-minded perspective. But I do think, as of right now, I would lean towards Harden. But Chris Paul and his buddy, man, like the boys, LeBron. Oh man, this is tough, man. This is tough. Do you like the narrative of that?
Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Chris Paul, last game, I think it was in the first quarter, he was pissed.
Yeah.
He was in the huddle like yelling at him. D'Antonio talking about it after the game.
Yeah.
The team's playing like shit.
Yeah.
And then they stood up.
Yeah.
And followed Chris Paul, and James Harden didn't. James Harden busted. They were playing better with James Harden on the bench than it wasn't him in the game.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing too, is Chris Paul wasn't shooting. He was like 1 for 6 at one point. Like, he wasn't scoring. He was just getting guys. He was just creating and hitting his teammates in the right spots. Harden's been really turnover prone. Like, he's always turnover prone, but like when the turnovers are there and you're crushing, it doesn't matter. But when the turnovers are still there, but you're not crushing it as much no more, he starts to, like, you know what I mean? You're starting to get a little out of hand, and then eventually the team just stops running the ball through you. So that'll be a tough decision tomorrow, Harden to Paul. That'll be a big one.
Not for me. It's tougher for you. For me, it's an easy decision.
Yeah. On DraftKings, it's definitely a tougher decision. Don't think I want Lonzo Ball against Houston. Chris Dunn. How many minutes is Chris Dunn playing these days?
I mean, he played 20, I believe, his first game back.
20 in his first game back.
He might be able to get to 25. Maybe they push him 28.
Yeah, I'd like that. If I can get 25 minutes of Chris Dunn, I could take a shot just because it's Orlando. You know what I mean? Like, I could take a shot there. But that game's going to be playing the altitude. I don't know. All right. Let's go down under. See if I can find something down there. What you see under in Value Town?
Alexander. He definitely has upside, but he can kill your lineup, so I would never play this guy in cash. He plays really well, or he plays really bad. But I don't like the price, that's for sure, 5.7, but he can go get 35 here for sure. So, I mean, I don't mind him. Brunson at 5.5? No. I would much rather play Chris Dunn. Like, you could say Chris Brunson could play 35 minutes tomorrow, and Chris Dunn's going to play 20. I get $100 savings on Chris Dunn. I'll take Chris Dunn. I'm not going to pay 5.5 for Brunson. Like, dude was just like 3.8, and then he went to 4.5. Now he's 5.5. No, sir. No way. There's just no way. Derek White is okay. And I would suspect Brian Forbes to be extremely popular on FanDuel tomorrow at 3.5. The man balled out last game, played well the game before that. It's a good matchup here. So yes, like they're not gonna put not Beverly. They're not gonna put Bradley. Bradley will be on DeRozan. Forbes will have Alexander. So yeah, I like that. Juwan Evans is a good punt too. He played, I believe,
26 minutes.
Played over 20. Yeah. If you fade Melton, I wouldn't mind taking a few stabs at this guy in tournaments because I thought last game if he played really well, he could get to 35 minutes. Melton was playing well. If this kid plays well and Melton's struggling, this coach doesn't care. The Suns' rotations is, almost like the Knicks. So Evans could play 35 minutes tomorrow and go ham at 3,500, and he'll be way lower owned than Brian Forbes.
I like that. I do like that. On DraftKings, Melton is only 4.9, so you're going to have to face that decision. I do like Alexander. He stands out to me a little bit more here against San Antonio. This is the matchup that Melton went off in, and it's a matchup that I think Shea is just in a better position to bounce back. He's $200 cheaper than Melton. We know Lou Williams is going to be out for a little while, so even though the minutes weren't there in that blowout, that was just a catastrophe. It was a 3 and 4 for the team, just a bad situation. I do think this is a much better matchup for them going against a terrible San Antonio team. And Bryn Forbes, why all those guys are just they can't defend the point guard. So I think that it's a really good matchup for Alexander, and I think 4.7 is a great price. I expect if this game is competitive, and I expect it to be more competitive, I expect to see his minutes rise with the absence of Lou Williams. And this is a situation where they don't really need Pat Bev on the court for these guys, right? Like Avery Bradley's on DeRozan. You don't really need a guy because it's realistically, I know Forbes just went off, but that's not really what Forbes usually does. He was just super efficient that game. So I would think that Shea's in a pretty good spot. Augustine at 4K also interests me against Chicago. I know that that game is going to be played in the altitude, but obviously we're going to talk about Vooch at center, and I do like pairing Augustine with Vooch. But 4K for Augustine is pretty low. Derek White, I would probably go back to White over playing Forbes myself. I just don't think that Forbes is just really, really efficient. It's not something he does all the time, and if he's going to have inflated ownership, I just don't think I want anything to do with that on a guy that essentially. And listen, I'm not saying he's a terrible player. I'm not gonna. He's in the NBA, but you know what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? It's not what he does.
I don't think that Devin Harris is as long as DSJ is still out. Yeah. Devin Harris isn't a terrible punt on a back-to-back either.
Yeah, no, that's true. And I probably should have mentioned Brinson, who screwed me today, so I think I subconsciously blocked him out of my mind. But he's a lot cheaper on DraftKings. He's only 4.3 on DraftKings. Brunson, I think I called him Brinson. But he screwed me tonight. But probably a good idea on DraftKings at that price. Probably a good idea to go back on at least one team. You know how it goes when one guy's chalk one night and he busts. The next night, everybody's off and he goes off.
He was a super strong play. He was a very strong play on DK. I thought you should have played him in cash on DK today.
Yeah, had he gotten his minutes, I think it would have been fine. Maybe it got you an 18 or 20, which is fine. But coach was fucky with the minutes, so to speak. Juwan Evans on DraftKings tournament punt, sure. Blowout build, sure. 26 minutes is enough. We know what this guy can do in 26 minutes. 3-4 on DraftKings. I'm cool with that. Maybe a little bit of a. It's always going to be a better FanDuel play, obviously, because when it's a guy like him, because you can do the drop if he sucks ass. But I don't mind him in deeper tournaments. Shooting guards, Cash, what you see up top?
James Harden. It's a great spot for him at home against the Lakers. He'll have. It's a great spot. Well, I'm not paying 11.5 for him. I will fade. DeMar DeRozan, he's 9'6". He's got a hell of floor. Not as bad as Mitchell, but the floor is hideous, and he will not have a great matchup because the first time these guys played, he went ham. But Bradley wasn't back yet. Bradley missed the game. Bradley is a very good defender, but I don't think I'm not scared that he's gonna shut down DeRozan or whatever. But 9-6, I'll probably be off of that. Zach LaVine is a hell no. Not with Portis back and Dunn. They just take away his usage even when they play limited minutes. So that's a hell no until his price comes down. Luka is the only guy above 6K that I like. It's a back to back. He should be kind of popular. If DSJ is out, I still don't mind him even being popular. 7-4, he can go for 40 plus. I think he did tonight, and I like Luka. And he's going against his former coach. Phoenix. A lot of people wanted Phoenix to draft him because the coach in Phoenix used to coach him in their country, wherever the hell they're from. But yeah, he's going against his former coach, so that's another narrative right there.
Man, this dude is going through narrative, like this just narrative week. This guy Doncic. I think Paulie was telling me something like I think the Hawks drafted Luka and then traded him or something like that.
Yeah, for Young.
Yeah, for Trae Young. Right. So and Luka did his thing tonight. That's for sure. James Harden obviously is on an island on his own. Looking at it on DraftKings, DeRozan at 8.5. I'm with you. I think the matchup is a little tougher. I don't mind it, but at 8.5, but. I do agree with you. It's a pace-up spot. Everything's fine, but the matchup isn't going to be as good this time with Bradley there. Doncic would definitely be the next guy, but he's priced up at 7.7. It's Phoenix. We know he's got the upside. The problem is more so, is Phoenix going to hang around this game? It's every time.
I mean, it's a back-to-back, and they're at home, so I will say yes.
I would think so, too. I
also said that Phoenix was going to hang in with San Antonio, too. So.
Fair enough. After that, it's ugly. It's a pretty steep drop. You got like Ross, and I don't want Levine either. 7.4 is not cheap enough right now with all those dudes back. I'm gonna have to do with it. I really don't see anyone until we get to Value Town. So it's just two guys that I see up top. What do you see under down low?
I still think Justin Holiday is a little too expensive for me. With the guys back, like, he's not a high usage player anyway, so it's not really about that. I don't know. He's okay. I don't mind him. He could play a ton of minutes. 5-4. It's a 4-game slate. I don't mind it. Wesley Matthews, I don't know if he's gonna play or not. He left the game tonight. I think he came back. I'm not 100% sure. He could miss tomorrow though on the back-to-back. I mean, it's gonna be more sore. Eric Gordon sucks at ass. Like, he sucks. Don't play him. Fucking awful. Josh Hart is the next guy. I like that. I think he went off in that game. I think it was the first game of the year. Josh Hart had a big night there. He's gonna be starting here. I hope. I think Ingram's still out. So yeah, I like Josh Hart. He'll be popular. You want to go Caldwell Pope? You can. He just doesn't have the same upside, but he go get you value. He can go get you 20-25. That's about it. Avery Bradley. Did anybody notice what he did in the last game? He didn't play a ton of minutes, but he had 1 assist, and that is it. Not a point, not a rebound, not a steal, not a turnover, not a block, not a shit. He got 1 assist in 22 minutes. So my guess, play that. I would much rather go down a little bit and go to Bellinelli. At least he can do more than 1 assist. Jamal Crawford will be back tomorrow. That could take away from Melton. He'll get more than 1 assist. Something, anything. I'd rather play Sindarius Thornwell, goddammit, than Avery Bradley. Like, no, I'm not playing Avery Bradley. Tyrone Wallace, if something happens, he gets more minutes again. We know this guy's a baller, but he never gets minutes. He got minutes. He went ham the other night. But he could definitely play 3 minutes tomorrow. But yeah, it's just anything over Avery Bradley. Oh my God. This guy used to be able to play basketball when he was in Boston. Now I guess he just plays defense and that's it.
That is pretty wild when you put it into perspective. I forgot he was shit. Boston, man. He was actually a good player.
Yes, he damn sure was. And he did it on the defensive end there as well. He wasn't just. I don't know, man. This guy's garbage. I guess it's injury. I don't know. It's not like he's on a team that's like he was on a better team in Boston, in my opinion. So
yeah, I would agree. Looking at it on DraftKings, you got Melton again, of course. Eric Gordon, I agree. It's just bad. He's 4'8". I'll say this. I think James Ennis, whatever, got hurt in that last game, and he's going to be out.
Yeah, he did. He's going to be out a week or two, yeah.
And Gordon ended up playing 39 minutes. So
and what did he do? Shit.
21. It was pathetic. I agree. But at 4'8", maybe more in a cash game setting.
He played 33 minutes against Dallas, bro, and you put up 13, dude. Yeah. Like, come on.
Yeah. I mean, it's for him. It's like it's all shooting. He's like, what's that other dude's name? Ryan Anderson. He's like the new Ryan Anderson. He sits there and he just shoots. That's it. So he just shoots. He's not gonna get you assists, rebounds, nothing. He's just gonna shoot. That's it. But the minutes are there though.
They're there. He moved into the starting lineup last game.
Yeah. And I would imagine.
Wouldn't you prefer him off the bench? Like, if he's in the starting lineup again, I would like him less.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the minutes he's playing on every unit right now. Like, he's played 39 minutes, so he's like, you know what I mean? Like, so you'll get a chance to get him, like, with some alone time if you want to take the risk. And it definitely is a risk. Gerald Green actually went off. That's not something that I'm going to be chasing with. I'm sure he'll get some minutes with Ennis out, but he shot 5 for 6, 3 or 3 from 3, and that's what you're working with a guy like Gerald Green. Did have 2 blocks and a steal, but that's kind of like what you need from him is you need him to be super efficient when he's on the court for the most part. He's only 3'7", though. Kind of interesting. Jawan Evans, I think that this would be a pretty interesting spot to go there. 26 minutes was impressive. Yeah, a lot of the better options are like point guard, shooting guard eligible, and I would just play those guys here, like Shea Alexander, White. Some of these options, like I like those better than the real shooting guards. Pretty weak position for the most part. Small forwards, Cash. What you see over there?
LeBron James. LeBron James gonna be uber chalk on FanDuel. Mm-hmm. Like anytime you ever get a player that's 11-7 and the second highest price player is 7-2. You can just chalk it up. Dude is going to be popular as hell. I don't give a damn who it is. This is LeBron James. So, yeah, LeBron James should be higher on than Harden tomorrow. Harden was an easy fade yesterday. He was like 72% owned. It didn't work because I played DeRozan. So, yeah, of course, everybody knows how that out. But LeBron James should be more popular than James Harden tomorrow. But both should be popular on FanDuel because you can fit them both in easily. Love LeBron James. He's an easy play for me compared to Harden. That's an easy fade. Gallo, that's decent, but give me Warren. Love Warren. I would play the hell out of Warren with no Booker. He'll be super aggressive, and I'm not scared of not one defender on Dallas against TJ Warren. Love him. Rudy Gay is decent, but give me Warren at the same price easily.
I'm with you on that. LeBron James up top. Pretty big separations with him and the rest of the field. We're going to see some point guard LeBron. We know with these injuries, Ingram, Rondo, LeBron is facilitating, and I expect him to play well against his buddy, Mr. Chris Paul. So, yeah, like LeBron a lot, especially on the road, even at 11K. Next, I think Gallo, like you mentioned, 6'6" on DraftKings, probably the next place that I look. That little range is interesting. From Gallo down to Warren, I kind of like all these guys. Gallo, Gay, Barnes, and Warren. I like Warren the most. I agree. He's 5'8". He's the cheapest, and also we know the usage while he is on the court will be extremely high. Played 25 minutes, I think, in the last game, and still, I think he still had a decent game. So, especially in a closer game script build, if you think that Dallas on the back-to-back will let Phoenix kind of hang around. And I agree. I think there's definitely a strong shot for it considering they are home. I think Warren is a guy that you're going to want to have a piece of. And one other thing I'll say, at some points, they have played Gallo at the 5. I know they did it the other day. So that's something to keep an eye on here against San Antonio, because if he does get that opportunity while LMA would have a size advantage, I think that on a defensive level, Gallo can come right back with him on the other side. So that'll be something to keep an eye on. Move us down to Value Town. What you see down there?
I really hope they do that. Harrison Barnes at 5'7", he's going to be matched up against Warren. It's a back-to-back, so I don't love it. But I always love guys against Warren. I love any position against Phoenix. I don't even think Ariza got in the game that last one, did he?
I don't know.
Hold on, let me see. Yeah, no, he did.
I don't know what's going on there. Trade talk. He's getting traded. He's not getting traded. He's getting traded.
It was a back-to-back. Coach said I sat him on a back-to-back. Okay. Yeah, Arizo played today, but damn that. He sucks. Jabari Parker, hell no. Jonathan Isaac, hell no. Mikal Bridges, okay, that's okay, but I'd rather play DFS. Did you call him? Dorian Finney-Smith. My man plays, you play minutes. The man is a producer. I don't mind it. But Gerald Green, I do like. Like, if they put Gordon in the starting lineup again, then I like Gerald Green. Gerald Green is like, he's by far the best option on the second team. If they bring in, like, once the second team comes in, he has to be aggressive. Mr. 9.5 has never been afraid of being aggressive. He's never been afraid of any shot whatsoever. He could have 4 men in front of him with 2 guys right underneath the basket wide open. He'll still take the shot. So that's guys I like to roster. I'd take a chance there, but he'll be kind of popular. Bertans will be back tomorrow, so definitely can't play Cunningham. Maybe you could play Bertans if you want to take that risk. But that's it. I'd rather play Gerald Green. If Gordon is in the starting lineup, Gerald Green is going to be aggressive as shit when he comes in this game on the second unit.
I can buy that. I could definitely buy that. And with Ennis gone, there is a role to fill. So, Green or Finney-Smith? Green for you?
I mean, Finney-Smith is safer, but Green has 40-point upside, where Finney-Smith probably doesn't have that.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Unless, I mean, who knows tomorrow? They're on the back-to-back. Maybe starting like 4 of the starting 5 sit. Who knows?
I could agree with that. What about like a Daniel House? Where are you with him?
That's not bad either, because he can. He can shoot. He can play.
Right.
I don't mind it. He's gonna play. He's gonna play.
It does look like Green beat him on the minutes battle. He only played 19 minutes. But something we want to consider for tomorrow, though, right? Because one of those two guys is going to be a great value, or maybe even both. But one of them,
I think both of them are good plays, but right. I wouldn't play both of them on the same team, though.
Right? Yeah, I agree. Let's move it over to power forwards cast, which you see up top over here.
Like, whoever's playing better is the one D'Antoni probably gives the more minutes to.
Yep, hot hand.
Yeah.
Everybody's with that hot hand shit. I get it.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers.
The magician, good old Mr. LaMarcus Aldridge.
Your boy.
Let me just say, I like him today. As sad as that sounds, he's probably gonna go out and get you a 26 because that's what he do. But this is a wonderful matchup, and if they started Gallo at the 5, oh my god, if he can't go off on Gallo, like his like I told you the other day, his mom should be ashamed. His mama should go get on the first flight out or wherever the hell she is, fly right to San Antonio and slap him in the mouth. Like, if you can't go off against Gallo, like, you don't even deserve to be my son. I would disown you. You're not my son anymore, bruh. Go. Like, you can't go off against Gallo, just go. Whoever he's matched up against, I don't give a damn who it is. It's a good matchup. LaMarcus Aldridge should go ham tomorrow, but LaMarcus Aldridge is probably going to go for 24 because he sucks. But I do like him. Aaron Gordon has been playing pretty well. He had a terrible game the last time out, but he's been playing pretty well. If you play Aaron Gordon, do not play Vooch. They would directly take away from each other. If one has a big game, the other one probably will not. So if you did play Aaron Gordon over sorry-ass LaMarcus Aldridge, I wouldn't put Vooch on that squad. Tobias Harris at 8K. It's a good play, but I don't play Tobias Harris at 8K. He had upside the other day, but it's very rare that he's just going to go out and get you a 50. Go get a 40. You play him in cash. I don't mind that. But Kuzma has just as much upside. He's 100 less, but Kuzma's been playing well. I don't know if I get to there either. Like, I would just rather play the extra $500 for LaMarcus Aldridge, who I think could go get 60 tomorrow. But he can also get you 24. Harrell, that's okay as well.
How much is Harrell?
6'7". He's not been playing at his best. He played decent the other day, but they got blowed out, so he didn't play enough minutes. But he's not been playing great, so it's kind of a risk. And I'm not gonna play no bull yet until these prices got to get normalized with Dunn and Portis back. Even Marketing, who I love, I probably don't go there tomorrow. I just even if Portis and Dunn only play 20 minutes apiece, it just takes away from every other person on the court. Both of them is high usage dudes.
Yeah, I think on DraftKings, aside from the guys that I covered at small forward, obviously on DraftKings you have dual eligibility. I think that LMA, as you mentioned, 7-5 against the Clippers, this is a phenomenal spot. If there was ever a spot for LMA, if he could, if there was ever a spot for him to stick around and do his thing, it would be here. I think that the next guy on DraftKings would probably be Montrezl Harrell at 6K.
This is the deepest position so far.
Yeah. It's on DraftKings, it doesn't seem like it because I've already talked about a lot of these guys at small forward, but yeah, it's definitely the deepest position. Montrezl Harrell only 6K against the Spurs. We like to attack the Spurs with bigs. Harrell has had 2 games now where he's played about 22 and 23 minutes, but I think that last one was because of the blowout. I think that's the reason.
It was.
The game before, That's when they elected to go with Gallo at the 5 for a certain portion of the game, and that is why Montrezl didn't play as many minutes. But I do think that Montrezl, if he is playing well, and I expect him to play well, I think he sees some decent minutes back, and we know you have massive upside. So on a 4-game slate where raw points matter, and if you get the point per dollar, great. Hopefully, if Harrell is somewhat low owned, we can scoop in there and kind of buy low on him in a great matchup. But take us down under 5K. Cash, what you see down there? 6K, my bad.
Rashawn Holmes is in play every single day. Even if he only plays 18 minutes, he could go for 40 in 18 minutes easily. I don't mind that. I don't mind Bobby Portis at 4.8. Bobby Portis is not a 4.8 player, but he's probably not gonna get over 25 minutes. But he could go get 30 in 25 minutes. At 4.8, you'll take 30. He got the upside for more. I think he played 19 minutes for his first game back. I think he had 20. Something like that, 22 somewhere. Powell and Maxi Pad always have upside, either one of them. In this matchup too, Maxi Pad loves to block shots. These guys can put up fancy points in limited minutes. It's a back-to-back. If anything gets out of hand, they're on the court. Both these dudes have upside, and I punt with these 2 dudes a lot. So I don't mind neither one of them.
Punt City. Yeah, on DraftKings, it's fugly, man. Rashawn Holmes, 3.8. I like it. I can get behind that, like you said. Not going to get a lot of minutes, but does have a lot of upside. And if he does get the minutes, you're just golden. And there's possibility, we did see it against the Clippers, there's possibility Ayton gets into foul trouble with DeAndre Jordan. And if he does, there's also possibility that Ayton destroys DeAndre Jordan. But in the event that he were to get in foul trouble, Rashawn Holmes could unleash the upside. But yeah, at 3.8, it's a good price for him. Really not a ton. Want to analyze the situation with Dallas, see if they're missing any bodies. Wesley Matthews, we know, left at some point during the game. He did come back, but if for any reason he's sore or misses, I think that we could take a look at how deep that they're playing. Guys like Maxi Kleber, Dwight Powell become a lot more interesting then as well. Move us over to centers. Cash.
Yeah, Maxi Pad. 16 minutes a night. Almost 26 fantasy points.
Maxi Pad.
Tell me
Maxi Pad bangs.
That's point per minute. If you ever heard of that, that's it. I love those 2 dudes. I wish I'd get more minutes. When Dirk comes back, these guys might even not even get to touch the court, and that's a damn shame because Dirk should be rolling around his house over there in wherever the hell this guy's from, in his wheelchair because he's 75 years old. He's old enough to be my grandfather.
Talking about Dirk?
It's terrible. Dirk. It's a shame that he's still playing. He should not be in this league. Yeah. I won't be able to play Maxi Pad or Powell anymore when he comes back.
Yeah.
But Clint Capella, he's in a wonderful matchup. Has not been playing well whatsoever. Oh, he's worth a shot, but I doubt it. I'd rather play Vooch. Vooch is the minutes have disappeared the last 2, but the last one was a blowout. we know what kind of upside Vooch has. He has 75-point upside. So, yeah, against Chicago, against Carter and Portis or whoever they're going to let up guard him, I like that. DeAndre Ayton, I like over Capella as well. There is the risk of foul trouble, but he could destroy in this matchup. DeAndre Jordan, you're a bastard. I think you suck today. I kind of like you in tournaments, but he's decent as well. JaVale McGee is a no. Unless you're playing on DK where he's probably cheap enough, it's just a no. He's just not. The minutes have just totally disappeared. So that is no. Do not play JaVale McGee.
I'm with it, man. Vooch definitely stands out amongst the rest in terms of upside. He's going to be playing in the altitude. Chicago might improve a tiny bit against centers, but I don't think they'll improve very much because even Bobby Portis is not very good on, man, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to the bigs.
Not on Vooch.
Not on Vooch. So I do expect Vooch to dominate. Centers against Chicago, one of my favorite places to go. We told y'all, you know, I cringe my teeth, I close my eyes, and I played Emmanuel Mudiay on a team. And you know what? Point guards against Cleveland is still a damn thing. And the other thing is centers against Chicago. So I will let it ride on Vooch. Should be very popular. But when I look at some of the other center options, I'm cool with Capella too. I don't mind Capella. Although I have to admit Chandler has impressed me with how much he has stopped centers once he comes into the game. And he's starting to win that minutes battle from JaVale McGee. So I'm cool with Capella.
JaVale McGee. The difference between the two on defense is drastic. Because JaVale McGee is terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And, like, even on a rebounding level, man, Chandler is so good. He's always has been at tipping that ball out and giving his team a chance. Like, he's always been so good at that, man.
People think because JaVale McGee gets blocks.
Yeah,
he gets blocks. Well, people think he's a good defender because he might be the worst center defender in the NBA. He might be worse than Ayton. And I talk so much trash about Ayton, but Ayton is a rookie. He has an excuse.
Yeah.
JaVale McGee has zero excuse.
This is true. But yeah, Vooch would be my favorite up top. Ayton, I'm in it because of the usage. Because I don't mind DeAndre Jordan, and then I don't mind DeAndre Jordan on the other side. It's a back-to-back, so probably not. But yeah, that's probably as low as I go. I don't think I go lower than that, and that is going to do it for the position by position breakdown. At this point, I'm going to remind everybody, if you haven't reached out to whitestick.com, go over there.
You don't want to go. You don't want to go back to Boban?
Well, see, here's my thing with Boban. So
hey, he ain't gonna start. I think he's out of that starting spot, so might get that 15-minute off the bench go ham, Boban.
I think that I'll only get the only reason that happened against Toronto is because there was a blowout. That's the only reason Boban got to go in there and go nuts. So that's to me, Boban has become like blowout build status. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but it is a great spot though for him. If he were to
Doc Rivers ruined Boban for me.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you, Doc.
Ruined Boban for you. I know. Go check us out at whitestick.com if you haven't already. Get yourself a day pass. $2.50 gets you in for the day. You get access to all the articles, the live stream, which is a show we do 2 hours before lock. If you like what you see, get a monthly membership or higher. Get access to our Slack chat. Again, the Slack chat is where the members all hang out together, break down slates together all day. They're working to better their craft. We got feeds coming in there for injuries, lineups, all that kind of stuff. And you'll get that with a monthly membership or higher only. No day pass for that. But real quick, guys, is your last chance. Tomorrow is the actual event. Go ahead and sign up. Get yourself the group coaching session with Paulie D and CashinDFS. Basically, just NBA 101, more or less. So make sure you come check it out. The event is going to be, this recording is for Thursday's slate. So for most of you, it's going to be for today, I guess you could say, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. If you go to whitestick.com, you will see right on the homepage, you'll see a little banner with the information. You click it there. That's where you can purchase it. The price is $7.77 for our boy here, Cash. And again, like exactly what it is. It's going to be a private stream with a live chat. You'll be able to interact with Paulie and Cash, ask questions. They're going to go over their processes, some of the things they look for, things that will help you become a better player, kind of give you some insight onto what they do on a regular basis when it comes to approaching a slate. So, and again, like part of that show, you're going to be able to dictate because you guys will be able to ask questions and you know, get some time hanging out. Basically, you learn some shit and you chill with Paulie and Cash. Sounds like a pretty good night to me. Show's going to be at least an hour, could be a little longer. Make sure you come in and get it. If you can't get it live, there will be a recorded version that you could watch, so it's not all bad if you can't make it live, but obviously if you can make it live, try to make it live because it'll be more fun that way. Go check it out, guys. This is the last, it's going to be today, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Cash, time to do some top threes, man. Just gotta do some top threes, and this should be interesting on a 4-game slate. Point guards.
I forgot to say one thing about Capella.
What's that?
Capella's upside is pretty much erased now because of Nene. Nene's has been back for 5 games. Capella has gotten value on this price once in that five games. That was against Minnesota because Nene can't be on Cat. But the minutes are just he's way more likely to play 28 to 30 minutes instead of 34 to 36. So you take away 6 minutes from a dude that just that's why Capella's upside is gone. Just wait for the price to drop. It's Chris Paul, it's Alexander, and it's Forbes.
I'm gonna go with Shea Alexander. I'm gonna go with Melton, and I will go with Augustine.
What's the price difference between Derek White and Forbes on DK?
Forbes, I think they moved. Yeah, Forbes is 4.3. White is 3.8.
White is 4.6 on FanDuel. Forbes is min price 3.5.
What? They left Forbes at min price for real?
That's why I said he's gonna be popular tomorrow.
That's not very FanDuel of them. Shooting guards.
Oh, that was good. Luka. Oh no, Josh Hart, then Luka. And then I'll say Bellinelli.
All right, I like it. Going on.
Bellinelli's gonna get hot from the field one of these days.
One of these days, for sure. Absolutely. I'm gonna go with Harden. I'll go with Luka, and then I'll go with Mr. Derek White here. So. Small forwards.
LeBron James, TJ Warren, Gerald Green.
I will go with LeBron James. I will also go with TJ Warren. For now, I'm gonna go with DFS, Dorian Finney-Smith. But I got to admit, you got me very, very curious with that whole House Green situation. So I want to sort that out, and realistically, it's going to be one of them guys. And I'm leaning towards Green because I like the info you gave. Power forward.
And he has 9.5 fingers.
Yeah.
That's if it's close between the guy and like, man, this guy's playing with 9.5 fingers. Well, I wouldn't play him.
I'd rather take a guy with 11 fingers. You know what I mean? I want to see 10.5 fingers. You know what I mean? Like, so give me the advantage.
He's at a disadvantage, and he still can beat you. This first name is gonna come out of my mouth. It shouldn't, but it is. The Magician is number 1. I can't believe I said it. I just want to punch myself. Rashawn Holmes is number 2, and then I will say Maxi Kleber.
The Maxi
number
pad.
3.
The Maxi pad. I too must go down the LaMarcus Aldridge path, at least for now. I think Montrezl Harrell, I'm going to go with second. Definitely a tournament risk. And then I think I'm going to roll with... No, I don't get the balls for that. Let's go with... I'll go with Rashawn Holmes. This is a really ugly position here. Trying to dig through the value. I like that one range on power forward, but under that, like if you're trying to like squeeze in a value guy, it gets tight. You know what I mean? Like that one range is deep.
Yeah, the top range. The top range is...
Yeah. Gallo, Warren, like all these guys, like it's deep there. But the bottom range, not so much. Centers.
I mean, the first two are easy for me, but I will say, why did Mo Bamba not play the last game? Vooch is number 1. DeAndre Ayton is number 2. I mean, I love... I will say Jacob Podol. Just to hedge off that Jacob, just a heads up that one. Marcus Aldridge. Yeah.
This to basically clean your mouth out. Basically, I guess that goes wrong. I'm with it. Vooch definitely number 1 for me as well. DeAndre Ayton number 2. And since I've already used Harrell, I shouldn't have used Harrell there because I could have used Harrell here. And there were actually a couple other forwards in that range I would have liked to have said. But I'm going to go with DeAndre Jordan after Ayton. And that is going to do it for the Wise Take DFS podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, please click that thumbs up, that like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the notifications bell so you are notified whenever we go live on the channel. If you're watching us on Facebook, give us a like, give us a share to support the Wise Take Nation. If you're watching us on Twitch or Twitter, give us a follow, give us a retweet. And if you're listening to us on Podbean or iTunes, give us some 5-star reviews. Cash, anything we get about here?
Yeah. Tyson Chandler, break a leg. Because I would love to play Joel McGee again, but do it.
Play the GOAT. It would be nice. For Cash, for myself, the entire Wise Take Nation, as always, good luck.
Yeah.